I've always believed in learning and partnerships and collaboration. And I think when I moved into teacher education, I was frustrated by that gap that seems to always be there between theory and practice. So we created this embedded teacher education model to try and address that gap between theory and practice.
In our embedded program, collaboration has been a very important part of what we have tried to do with our pre-service teachers. Each pre-service teacher works within a small pod of other pre-service teachers, and they co-plan, co-teach together.
As a principal, I see two major benefits to this. One for the pre-service teachers, being able to take their work from campus and actually see it applied in the classrooms while we're working with kids. But I also see the opportunity for our practicing teachers to have contact with faculty and to have a much deeper understanding of what the learning that's happening on campus is and how they can support that with the realities in the classroom and school.
It is really awesome to be able to say to the university, this is what we're doing soon. Can you make sure they are taught that, right? And so what do you know? They were taught strategies and ideas, most which I never would have thought of, and were way better. And then I could just take off what they learned.
Teaching's a funny job. You're in a room with 30 people, but often you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So having 5 other people to bounce ideas off of, to collaborate with, I think is always a good thing. And I hope that I learn as much from them as they do from me and from the kids.
I have to think constantly because I've been teaching for so long that a lot of it is in my head, and it's just it's embedded in me. It's just sort of is a natural process. But I have to remember that it's not that way for somebody that's starting out.
So now as a faculty instructor, I really understand that need for those authentic experiences. Some of the big idea theory pieces like assessment for learning, like community building, they're really difficult to explain unless students see them in action, application in the classroom.
In this model, they have that opportunity to be in the schools the first week of schools, so they get to see teachers developing the relationships that evolve into a community of learners.
Having pre-service teachers is very special because they have a level of understanding of child development and commitment that potentially community members need a little more support in understanding why kids behave the way they do at times.
At my time at Fairview, I got really involved in the school. I've done reading intervention and coaching. So I've built relationships with students and staff and teachers, and I think that's something that is different than the normal experience becoming a student teacher, because now instead of going into our first individual practicum without experience with students, I know how to do things that I wouldn't have known had we not done this.
The key takeaway for me is the community. Building that community with whoever you're working with and finding those people that are like-minded has been the biggest push for me as a teacher, and it's made me feel supported in this whole thing.
If we were at VIU or another university and we're just sitting in a classroom, we're not getting the education that we could be getting. We're fully embedded, we're fully learning from teachers, our peers, our sponsors. It is just a constant ball rolling that we're learning from each other, which I think is great.
Where my other professors and Paige and these people were able to lead me and mentor me, I was able to take that and pay it forward to my student teachers. So I actually had 4 student teachers in my class that were a year behind me that I was able to mentor. I was comfortable being able to give them that guidance because I had had it from such powerful mentors through this whole process.
It just makes it so much more powerful, and their insight into understanding how it all connects comes far more quickly because of that authentic experience.
Last year, we had 4 teachers participating, and we had approximately 8 or 9 students in each classroom. Still made it successful. This year, there was a great, much larger buy-in, and it was the opposite. We had 9 teachers, qualified teachers, allowing 3 to 4 students in every classroom.
This is a different way of doing pre-service education, and it gives the practicing teachers a much sharper lens on what is happening for those pre-service teachers, and so it makes them examine their practice, but it also means that we're asking pre-service teachers to reconsider what it might look like, because we're asking them to collaborate as opposed to being one-on-one with a sponsor teacher.
Our school district partners, the schools, the university, teachers, all of those partnerships are intended in the long run to benefit the people who are at the center of this, which are the kids.